Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Tier 1 Cards and Games in Anchorage, Alaska, where I will be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Sterlings, Alpha Legion, and Heretics and Renegades. So the story that we've got going on here is that this planet has fallen to chaos, and the Heretics and Renegades have taken over and have infested the city here, and the Dark Angels were sent in to go clear them out of the city, block by block, foot by foot, building by building. And as they landed, they realized that these Heretics and Renegades were actually being bolstered by a force of Alpha Legionaries. So the game we're going to be playing today, we're going to be using the Cities of Death rules, which are in the main rule book. You can see them used to be part of the Planetary Onslaught rules from back in the 7th edition, but they've made them part of the main rule book here, which is kind of cool. There's just a few extra things, like they've got some other stratagems that might come up, and they've got some other rules, such as if you're shooting at a unit and your whole unit is 3 inches or more higher than the other unit, they don't get the benefit of cover, which is kind of cool. They've got the cities and roads. If you start and then end your movement without going over any kind of terrain, you actually can go an additional 2 inches on your move and an additional 4 inches on your advance. They also have grenades. Grenades, you can reroll wounds, and also if they have a random number, they're always the maximum number. And I think that might be... Oh, and infantry can go, if they're on terrain or behind, on terrain or behind terrain, they get the benefit of cover. If they stay still during the movement phase for that next turn, they get +2 to their save instead of just +1. And other models need to be at least 50% obscured to gain the benefit of cover. And I think that's... Oh, and bikes and vehicles and all of that fun stuff, unless they have fly, can't go above the ground floor. So that's what we got going on here. We're actually also going to be doing, not just using those rules, we're actually going to be doing the open war mission, which is kind of cool. We're going to be doing, we drew the regular Dawn of War deployment, which was kind of interesting. We're like, okay, yeah, whatever. Then we did the objective, which is take and hold. So you place an objective in the center, and we each placed an objective. It says more than 12 inches from a table edge and in the deployment zone, but since our deployment zone is only 12 inches, we just did it at the very edge of the deployment zones. So we put them there, and then if you hold one of those objectives at the end of your turn, you get a point. If you held that objective the previous turn as well, you get 3 points. So then at the end of 5 battle turns, at the end of the 5th battle turn, whoever has more points wins. And we drew the twist, which is a grudge match. So nobody has to take any morale test, which makes sense because we're just fighting it out here in the city tooth and nail. And then I was a little bit less, so I got the ruse, which you can see right there. We'll see when that comes in handy. So yeah, he can't find out. So so that is what we're going to be doing here. That's the mission. The objectives are right over here, right in the middle there, and then he's got one right over there. So that's the mission and the game that we've got going on here. Before we go any further, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment, a vanguard detachment, and an outrider detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have a Primaris Librarian and a Captain in Gravis armor. We have 2 5-man intercessor squads. We have a 5-man scout squad with camo cloaks and sniper rifles. We have a 5-man tactical squad with a las cannon. We have a 5-man Hellblaster squad. Then for the Vanguard detachment, leading it off, we have 2 Primaris lieutenants, one with a power sword and one with a mastercrafted auto bolt rifle. We have a Primaris Ancient. We have a 6-man Reaver squad with grav shoots. We have a Venerable Dreadnought with twin las cannon, fist, and heavy flamer. Then for the Outrider detachment, I have an Interrogator Chaplain on a bike. We have a 3-man Ravenwing bike squad with 2 plasma guns. We have a Ravenwing Apothecary. We have a 4-man Ravenwing Black Knight squad. And last but not least, we have a Landspeeder Vengeance with a heavy bolter. So for the Alpha Legion, he'll be running a Vanguard detachment and a Battalion detachment. Leading off the Vanguard detachment, we have Lord Arcos and a Chaos Lord in Terminator armor with the Murder Sword and a Combi Bolter. We have a 10-man Chaos Terminator squad. The champion has a Chain Fist and Combi Bolter. The other Terminators, between them, they have Power Fists, and 7 have Combi Bolters, and 2 have Reaper autocannons. We have a 5-man squad of Chosen. All have Combi Plasmas, and the champion also has a Power Sword. We have a 9-man squad of Chosen. They have bolters and pistols, except for the champion, who has a Combi Bolter and a Power Sword. Then we have a battalion of Renegades and Heretics. Leading it off here, we have a Malefic Lord and a Renegade Commander with a Plasma Pistol. We have 3 10-man Cultist squads with a Cultist champion, and one of the squads has a Heavy Stubber. We have 2 5-man Renegade Marauder squads with a Marauder Chief and 2 grenade launchers in each. We have 2 5-man Disciple squads with a Disciple champion and a missile team in each. We have a Hellhound with Inferno Cannon and Heavy Flamer. We have a Scout Sentinel with Autocannon and Sentinel Chainsaw. We have 2 Renegade Chimeras with Multi-Laser and Heavy Bolters. And last but not least, we have a Leman Russ with Battle Cannon, Las Cannon, and Heavy Bolter sponsons. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment. I've got my 5-man tactical squad back here. I've got my lieutenant with the auto bolt rifle. I've got the Hellblasters. I've got my captain in Gravis armor and my ancient. I've got intercessors. I've got Black Knights. I've got Interrogator Chaplain and the Raven Wing Apothecary here. I've got my Landspeeder Vengeance Bike Squad. I've got me back here, my Primaris Librarian. I've got my Scouts up over there. I've got my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought, Lieutenant, and Intercessor Squad. And then my Reavers are going to be in reserves. Going over deployment for him, he's got the Disciple Squad here. We've got the Hellhound. We've got Marauders over here, and behind them we've got the Cultists are down inside with the Heavy Bolter.
Renegade Commander,
Renegade Commander is inside over here, and then down there is the Malefic Lord. We've got the Chimera there with one of the Cultist squads. We've got Alpha Legionaries there. We've also got, is that the...
That's the Bolter Chosen.
Marauder? Yeah, and the Marauders.
Bolter Chosen and Marauders.
Bolter Chosen and Marauders.
Lord Arcos is hiding inside the giant.
Lord Arcos is down inside somewhere over there. Yeah, you can't really. Yeah, he's right under there. We've got another
Disciple.
We've got Disciples up on here. We've got another Chimera with a Cultist squad inside. We've got the Scout Sentinel. We've got the Leman Russ over here. And then he used some Alpha Legion abilities, which means that he can, for a command point...
Forward operative.
It's called forward operative. So for a command point, he can make a unit, declare them as a forward operative for one command point at when you're doing deployment. And what happens is that he holds them away, and then at the end of right before the beginning of the first battle turn, so after we do seize, once we're ready to play, before anyone does anything, he can then deploy them more than 12 inches away, more than 9. Oh, so basically basically deep strikes them 9 inches away from an enemy model. So he's got his Terminators have that, his Terminator Lord has that, and then his Chosen with the Combi Plasma have that. So, as of right now, the Alpha Legion will be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. So, looking for a 6. Show me that fill first. No, I don't get it. That's going to be rough. All right, so we will come back to you after movement phase for the Alpha Legion here on turn 1. All right, movement for the Alpha Legion here on turn 1. This guy, he popped up over here and then moved over towards them. He moved up over, he had a 9-inch scout move, and then he moved up here along the road, so he had +2 to his move. That's why he is so far up here. These guys popped up over here and then moved up over this way. He just shot up the road. He came around the corner over there. These guys popped up over there. These guys moved up through here. Arcos is coming up this way. Those guys jumped up over there. They stood still. These guys moved up. He moved up over here. They all stood still, and he stood still. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Shusting phase here on turn 1. All right, sorry, there is a Psyker. So he is going to smite into my scouts over here. So looking for a 5. Getting it off, so D3, because I'm not within 24. 1 wound.
Not go to super.
All right, so we're going to start off the shooting phase with his combi plasma guys shooting into my scouts. They're not going to supercharge, so these are going to be 10 shots because they're in rapid fire range. Hitting on 3s. All right. All right, I don't get the benefit of cover because he is more than he's 3 inches higher than me. So, looking for 3s to wounds. And that is going to be them dead. So that is first blood. And he is going to fire his combi bolter into the bike there, hitting on 3s. Oh, hitting on 2s. Okay, so that is re-rolling ones because of Chaos Lord. All right, so we've got 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves. And they're good with fill faces. Woo! All right, so now these guys are going to fire the combi bolters into my intercessors, and then the Reaper autocannons are going to fire into my dreadnought over here. So these are the bolters hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now these are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, so we've got 5 wounds. So 5 2-up saves because of cover there. Oh, yeah, 2-up saves because of cover. So I fail one of them. All right, so now they're going to fire the autocannons, the Reaper autocannons in them. They're heavy 4. They didn't move, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty. Strength 7. Strength 7, so wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds. AP
minus 1.
All right, AP minus 1, so looking for 4-ups. Oh, failed both of them? Oh, and they are what? Damage 1. So these are now, they've got the Venerable save here, so 6-ups to ignore. No, nothing there. And now he's going to fire into my Dreadnought. He moved, and it's a heavy weapon there, so he's going to be hitting on 5s. I got 1 hit, strength 7, so wounding on a 4. No wound there.
Laser.
All right, so now he's going to fire. The multi-laser and heavy bolter is going to go into him, and then the las-gun arrays are going to go into these guys here. So heavy bolter first, hitting on 4s, hitting on 5s because he moved.
Nothing.
All right, nothing there. Then multi-laser, hitting on 5s. Got 2 hits.
Strength 6.
Strength 6, so wounding on 5s. No wounds. And now the 2 las-gun arrays are going to fire into them, hitting on 4s. All right, pretty good. Wounding on 5s. Got 2 wounds, AP nothing, so looking for 2-up saves. Failed one of them. And now the Disciple team up there is going to fire the crack missile into my Dreadnought, hitting on a 3. That's a hit, strength 8, so wounding on a 3. That's a wound, AP minus 2, so looking for a 5-up. No, goes through. I'm going to spend a command point on that. No, still goes through. D6 damage. 4 damage, so 4 Venerable saves. Nope, all of those go through. All right, so now the Leman Russ here is going to fire. He's going to fire the heavy bolters into my intercessor squad here. He's going to fire the las cannon and the battle cannon into my dreadnought over here. So we're going to start with the heavy bolters. So we've got 6 shots coming in here, hitting on 5s because he moved. All right, 3 hits. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. We got 1 wound, AP minus 1 plus, it's plus 2 for cover, right? Because I haven't moved, so that's looking for 2-up. He's good. All right, so now the battle cannon is going to fire. D6 shots, 3 shots, hitting on 5s. We got 1 hit, strength 8, so wounding on a 3. No wound. He's going to spend a command point to re-roll that. No. Oh, yes, wound. Sorry, 3. All right, so that is a wound. AP minus 2. So looking for a 5-up. No. Goes through. D3 wounds. 1 wound. Will he ignore it on a 6-up? Show me that fill first. No. And now the last cannon is going to fire, hitting on a 5. No hit there. All right, so now this Marauder squad here is going to fire into my bikes. So we're going to have 3 las guns hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits, wounding on 5s. No wounds. And then we've got 2 grenades hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, strength 6, so wounding on 3s. We got 1 wound. AP -1, I think, crack grenades? Yeah, I think it's AP -1, but I don't get cover because they're higher than me, so looking for a 4-up. Yeah, he's good. Woo! All right, now the squad down on the ground there is going to fire into my bikers over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so we got 1 wound. 2-up armor save. He's good with a fill face. All right, now this Chimera here is going to fire into my bikers up front here. So we're going to go with the arrays first. So hitting on 4s. All right, wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. Looking for a 3-up. He's good with a fill face. Heavy bolters hitting on 5s because they moved. I got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. AP -1, so looking for a 4-up. No, failed. And then the multi-laser hitting on 5s because he moved. We got 3 hits. Brutal. Hit wounding on 3s. That's 3 wounds. AP 0. So looking for 3-up saves. Failed 1 of them. All right, so this guy is going to fire his crack missile into my Landspeeder Vengeance. So hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Strength 8, so wounded on a 3. No wound there. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Moving on to the assault phase. His scout sentinel here is going to charge into my my dreadnought here. So we're going to start with the heavy flamer. D6 hits. 4 hits. Strength 5, toughness 6, toughness 5. So wounding on 4s. Okay, we got 2 wounds. AP -1, so looking for 5-ups. No, those 2 go through. And now the last cannon shots, hitting on 6s. Got 1. Wounding on a 3. No, I'm going to spend a command point on that. This is a different phase. Yeah, so that's a wound. All right, AP -3. That goes through. So D6 wounds. Come on, baby. Show me 4. Show me a 4. Yeah, with a 4. So he is dead. Does he blow up? No, he does not. And now the Terminators are going to multi-charge into all these guys here. So we're going to start with the Venerable Dreadnought again. So Heavy Flamer, D6 hits. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 3 wounds. 2-up saves because they're in cover there. Fails 1 of them. And then the las cannon shots coming in. No hits there. All right, now these guys are gonna fire. So 8 shots, rapid firing, hitting on 6s. All right, so we got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound, 2-up save. He's good. And then the Lieutenant's pistol, not a hit. Their charge distance is 9 inches. They will be in. Now the Lord's going to charge into my bikes over here. So we're going to fire the plasma. I'm not going to overcharge because that would be silly. Hitting on 6s. Got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 4-up invul save. Oh man, that is super cocked. No, goes through. So he's going to re-roll with his command point there. No, it goes through, so he takes a wound. All right, so now the bolters are going to fire. So we've got 12 shots from the bolters, hitting on 6s. All right, so we got 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That's a wound. That's a wound.
2-up.
All right, 2-up save.
2-up.
He's good.
With the Hydra.
And now his charge distance over here, looking for 4 inches, and he is in. All right, so starting off the fight phase here, he's going to activate his Terminator Lord, he's going to spend a command point to give him Veterans of the Long War, which gives +1 to his wound rolls for the rest of the phase. So now he's going to be attacking back. He has the Murder Sword. He also has the Warlord trait, which on Flames of Spite, which a wound of a 6 does a mortal wound as well. So he's going to have how many attacks?
4 attacks.
4 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that is 4 hits. Strength
5 with the murder
Strength
sword.
5 with the
So
murder
I need
sword.
threes
So looking
to
for
wound.
3. Oh, because it's
Because
plus
it's
1
to wound.
to the wound. So looking for 3s to wound. All right, so we've got 2 wounds.
And 1 mortal wound.
One is going to have 1 mortal wound and then 2 wounds that are AP.
AP minus 4.
AP minus 4?
Minus 4.
It's not minus 3. So that's.
Spend a command point because we're in the fight now.
All right, so he's going to spend a
re-roll
command
this
point
one.
to re-roll this one. All right, so that is 4 total wounds. All right, and then AP minus 4, I can't do anything about it. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt with my Dreadnought over here. So he's got 4 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant there. So that is 4 wounds. These are AP minus 3. So 5 up invul saves. Makes 2 of them. So 2 of them are just dead because it's 3 wounds each. All right, so now these guys are, these Terminators are going to activate. So he's going to have 3 guys going into my my Dreadnought, 2 guys are going to go into my Lieutenant, and 3 guys are going to go into my Intercessors. So which one are we going to do first?
Dreadnought.
Into the Dreadnought here. So hitting on 4s because hitting on 4s because they've got the fists. All right, so we got 3 hits. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds. 2 6-up saves because AP minus 3. Show me the fill faces. No, they go through. All right, so that's D3 each. So we've got 3 total wounds. So I need to get all 3 6s here. Show me some fill faces. Please show me 3 fill faces. That would be fantastic. I got 1. Womp womp. So he will be dead. Does he explode? Oh, he does! Oh, snap. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so it's D3 mortal wounds to units within 3 inches. So my my lieutenant and his guys are going to go. So we'll do into my lieutenant first. D3. 3. And then into his Terminators. Also 3. Brutal. All right, so now the 2 guys are going to go into the lieutenant here. We're going to go with the 3 shots from the chain fist, hitting on 4s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Got 2 wounds, AP minus 4, so those go through. D3 wounds, yeah, he did. And then the 3 guys into the Intercessors here, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. Alrighty, so it's 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Alright, so that's 2 wounds, 2 6-ups. No, failed them both, so 1 at a time because we have to do first one. Is 1 wound. The second one is going to be that 1 dead guy. Okay. All right. So now that's it. All of his guys. So we're going to start over here with my my librarian who heroically intervened over here. So he's going to attack. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Oh. All right. Spend a command point to re-roll one of those. Oh, why? Why gotta do that? And then he's gonna attack. Of course, okay. And now these guys are going to attack into the Terminators. So 7 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty then. Wounding on 4s. Got 1 wound. Looking for a 2-up. Yeah, he good. And that is it for the fight phase and the end of the turn here. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn, whatchamacallit, 1. All right, actually, at the end of the turn, he scored 1 point for that one and 1 point for that one. So that is going to be 2 points to Alpha Legion here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. They stood still. These guys moved up here. These guys kind of shuffled around a bit over here. He stood still. These guys stood still. These guys moved up around here. He fell back from combat. He fell back up to there. Over here, the Apothecary at the end of the movement phase brought back one of these guys successfully. These guys fell back, moved around so that they're within 3 inches there. They're troop choice, so they've got, we're doing the ITC thing. So we did the roll-off, and all troop choices are OBSEC. So they're going to hold that. So they've got OBSEC, which is nice. And that is, and those guys. My Reavers dropped in back over there. So that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so now, starting out the psychic phase, he is going to smite into his Chaos Lord there. So looking for a 5. Not getting it, but I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that because I Really want to smite him. 3 and 2 is 5. Oh, thank God. So that goes off. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. And now he's going to mind worm into him. So, looking for a 6 for this. That does not go off. All right, so now my Black Knights are going to fire into him. I'm not going to supercharge. So we've got 8 shots, hitting on 3s. See, I don't want to supercharge.
You also don't want to hit.
Yeah, apparently I don't want to hit. So that's 3 hits, wounding on 3s. So that is 2 wounds, 2, 5 up, 4 up invul saves. And he makes both of them. All right, so now the Apothecary is going to fire into him with his Plasma Talons. 2 shots, hitting on 3s. Making 1 of them, wounding on a 3. And now my Interrogator Chaplain is going to fire. 4 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. That's 2 wounds, 2 ups. He makes them both. All right, so now he's going to fire heavy bolters into the Lord, and he's going to fire the Plasma Storm batteries into the Terminators over here. So we're going to do the heavy bolter first, hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound, AP -1, so 3 up. He's good. And now the Plasma Storm battery is going to fire into these guys. I'm not going to supercharge, so it's heavy D6. So 6 shots, pretty brutal. And now these are going to be hitting on 4s because Alpha Legion are -1 to hit beyond 12 inches. So hitting on 4s. All right, good thing I didn't supercharge. So that is 3 hits. Strength 7, wounding on 3s. You got 2 wounds, AP -3, so 5 up invul saves. No, both go through, and those are 2 damage each. So these guys are going to fire. Hellblasters are firing into his, what are they called? The Marauders? Yeah, the Marauders.
So you're -1 to hit.
So -1 to hit the Marauders here. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of the captain there. Yeah, get back here. All righty. So we got 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling, nope, no need to reroll. So that is 4 wounds, AP -4.
Okay, so 2 up to a
6 up. Yeah.
They didn't move.
Because they didn't move. Makes 1 of them.
Nice.
All right, my last cannon bro here is going to fire into his squad up there. Hitting on a 4 because of the -1 to hit. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP -3, so 5 up. No, dude. Now this squad's going to fire into them. I've got 3 of them that can see him, so it's 3 shots hitting on 4s because he's still -1 to hit. All right, so we got 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, so that's 3 wounds. AP -1, so looking for 3 ups. Ooh, and he fails. He did. All right, these guys, my Reavers, are going to fire into his Malefic Lord. So we've got 6 shots hitting on... He's not -1 to hit, is he?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so we've got 5 hits. Strength 4, wounding on 3s?
He's toughness 4.
He's toughness 4, so looking for 4s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. AP -1, because I was corrected. So he's got 4 up invul, 4 up invuls. He makes... Where did that one go off to? Hold on, we're going to find out where this other one went to. All right, so he made 1 save, so he's down to 1 wound. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Moving into the assault phase, my Black Knights are going to charge in, start us off here by charging into his Lord there. So 4 shots, Overwatch, hitting on 6s, got 1 hit, wounding on a 5.
Oh, that was a reroll.
No wound. Reroll to hit, so that's 1 hit, wounding on a 5. No wound there. So their charge distance is totally in. Now my Apothecary is going to charge in. He is in. And my Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge in. And he is in. All right, now these guys are going to multi-charge into his Malefic Lord and the cultists over here. Yeah, the Malefic Lord, that's the one, right? That's the one here. And you know what? They're also going to charge into his, whatchamacallit, his face. The Renegade Commander. So, all right, so here comes the Overwatch.
Autoguns, heavy stubber.
All right, these are from the cultists. So the blue are going to be the autoguns. The orange is going to be the heavy stubber. Hitting on 6s. So we got a couple auto gun shots, wounding on fives. Whoa, 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. They're good. All right, so his guys, the Renegade Commander is going to supercharge his plasma pistol, so hitting on a 6. No hit, but he doesn't explode, so, because those guys are not minus 1 to hit. Small miracles. And now they need a 9-inch charge to get in. Oh, and they're in with 11. All right, so now the Black Knights are going to attack into his Lord and Terminator armor first. So we've got 9 attacks here, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of the Interrogator Chaplain. All right, all hits. Strength +1, so wounding on 3s. All right, so these 2 are going to be D3 wounds, and these are just going to be regular ones. So let's do the D3 wounds first. So we got AP -1, so 3-ups. Ooh, fails 1. He's going to spend his last command point to re-roll that. No, and he's good. So now you have 6 3-ups. Oh, and he fails them, so he is dead. And that is not Slay the Warlord, because Alpha Legion, his Warlord now becomes Arcos, his other character. And his Warlord trait is 6.
+1 attack.
+1 attack. Okay. Brutal. And now my cultists are gonna my Reavers are gonna activate against his cultists. So we've got 4 guys that are gonna go into his cultist there, and then my sergeant and his and my regular guy are gonna go into his Malefic Lord there. So the 12 shots from the regular guys into his cultist, because it's 2 base +1 for their combat knife. These are gonna be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. All right, these are now going to be wounding on 3s. Alrighty, so that is 3, 6, 7 wounds.
6-up, t-shirt.
7 6-ups. Oh, that guy fell over. We got 1 save. All right. All right, so now these guys, the other guys are going to attack into his Malefic Lord there. So I've got 7 attacks between them, hitting on 3s. All right. Oh, good thing I sent the other guys in. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Come on. Oh, 3 wounds. With Phil faces 3 4-up invols. And he fails 1, so he is dead. All right. All right, so afterwards I consolidated into his guys here. So now his commander is going to attack. So he's got, what is this?
3 attacks base.
3 attacks base +1 for brutal close combat weapon. So 4 attacks.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s. All right, 4 hits.
And then wounding on 5s.
Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. AP dash, so 3-up armor save. He's good. And then 3 cultists, because he didn't want to pull this guy down. So hitting on, whatchamacallits?
4s.
4s. That one's cocked. Got 1 hit.
5s.
And a wound. And a wound. All right, so at the end, I control this because I'm objective secured, and I control that because I moved up there. And over there is, no, I don't have that one. So that is it for the turn here, turn 1 for the Dark Angels. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Alpha Legion on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Alpha Legion here on turn 2. This guy came up here after disembarking the cultist over here, who then moved over into there. They just kind of shuffled around over there. These guys all moved up towards this way. These guys moved up over here. These guys all fell back from combat. They stood still. He moved around the corner over to there. This guy came up here, did not advance, just moved up here, and these guys moved around to get into cover over there, and he stood still back there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the kill decider, so we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off here in the shooting phase, his Terminators are going to fire the combi bolters into my intercessors, and then the Reaper autocannons into my my Dubra over there. So we've got the bolters first, hitting on 3s. All righty.
Okay.
Wounding on 4s. We've got 3 wounds. 3-up armor saves. Failed 1. And now the Reaper autocannon is going to fire into my skimmer, hitting on 4s because they moved. Alrighty.
Okay,
3 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 3. 1 second. All right, wounding on 3s because it's toughness 6. I got 2 wounds. AP
-1.
-1, so 2 4-ups. Failed them both. All right, so now the Hellhound is going to fire into my Reavers over here. So we're going to start with the Heavy Flamer, or which one?
So Heavy Flamer.
All right, Heavy Flamer is going to be blue.
Inferno Cannon.
Inferno Cannon is going to be the orange.
So number of shots.
Number of hits. So we got 2 from the Heavy Flamer, 5 from the Inferno Cannon.
Which is the one we want to hit.
Yeah, that's the one he really wanted. So.
So strength 5, strength 6. So
Strength 5 and strength 6, so wounding on 3s, both of them. Alrighty. So we've got, wow. All right, so we've got 2 Heavy Flamer wounds, and we've got 4 of the, what is it? The Inferno Cannon wounds. So we're going to go with the Heavy Flamer Cannons first, AP -1, +1 because they're in cover. So looking for 3-ups. And I'll make them both. Woo! And these ones are AP -1 as well, but damage 2. So we've got 4 3-ups. Failed 1 of them. And now this squad here is going to fire into the Reavers. So we've got 1 las gun hitting on a 3. Nope, no hit there. And then a crack missile hitting on a 3. No hit there. And now this squad's going to do the same into them over there. So, las gun. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound. And then the crack missile. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. Strength 8. Oh, 8. Dude, wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP -2 or 1? AP -2. So looking for a, whatchamacallit, +1. So looking for a 4-up. He's good. Woo! So Arcos is now going to fire into my biker there with his the melted part of his combi melta. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP -4, +1 for being in cover. Means he's got a 6-up save. Looking for a fill first. No. D6 wounds. He's dead. All right, so now the bolter chosen there are going to fire into my Black Knights over here. So hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good.
Good. Wounding on 5.
Wounding on 5s. So we got 3 wounds. 3 3-up saves, and I failed 1 of them. And now the cultists are going to fire into the knights over here, hitting on 4s. All right, pretty good. All right, wounding on 4s, 5s, 4s. I don't know what I'm thinking here. So we got 1 wound, 3-up save. They're good. All right, the Chimera now is going to fire everything into my intercessors. So we're going to go with the
las gun array
first, rapid firing here. So we've got 12 shots hitting on 4s. All right, pretty good. All right, wounding on 5s. We've got 4 wounds, pretty good. 4 3-ups. Oh, failed 3 of them. Who does that? All right, here comes the multi-laser hitting on 5s because he moved. We got 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 1 wound. 3-up save. He's good. And the heavy bolter hitting on 5s. We got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound. All right, so now this Chimera is going to fire into my skimmer over here. So we're going to have the multi-laser hitting on 5s because they moved. Got 1 hit, strength 6, so looking for a 4 to wound. Nope. And then heavy bolter. That's 1 hit, wounding on a 5. No wound. So now the Lehman Russ here is going to fire everything into my Reavers over here. So we're going to go with battle cannon first, so D6 shots. That's 5 shots. So hitting on 4s, because he didn't move. 3 hits. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. Got 3 wounds. -2, +1 for cover, so looking for 4-ups. And failing 2 of them. All right, D3 each. The first one is 2, so that's 1 dead. And then 1 wounded.
Okay.
And now the last cannon shot, hitting on a 4. No hit there. And now the heavy bolters, hitting on 4s. So we got 2 hits. Strength 5, wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound, AP -1, +1, looking for a 3. He's good with a filth face. All right, so now these guys here, the Plasma Chosen, are going to fire into my bikers here. They are going to supercharge. So we got 5 shots hitting on 3s. Oh, no one blows themselves up and 4 of them hit? Where's the justice in that? Wounding on 3s. Oh, gross. 4 wounds. Okay. I need to make 2 6-ups, or they did. I really would like to have 2 6-ups. Show me them 6-ups. Show me them fill faces. I got 0 of them. So they are dead. 2 wounds each. Womp womp. All right, so now the crack grenade guys are going to fire into the skimmer here. So 2 shots hitting on 4s. 3s for these guys. All right, 2 hits. Strength 6, so wounding on 4s. We got 2 wounds. AP.
Minus. Let me check.
All right. All right, the crack grenade here are -1 AP. I don't get the cover because he's higher than me. So looking for 4 ups. And I make 1 of them. So D6.
D3.
D3 wounds.
Just a grenade.
3 wounds. Woof. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. So on to the assault phase. They're going to charge into my sergeant over here. So I am going to throw a crack grenade as an Overwatch here. So looking for a 6. No, don't get that. That would have been great. Their charge distance is totally in. All right, so now the Chimera is going to charge into my speeder here. So I'm going to Overwatch. We're going to go with the Plasma Storm Battery first. So D6 shots. 2 shots. Hitting on 6s. I am not supercharging. That's why. And then heavy bolter shots. Nothing there. His charge distance is not in. All right, now the Hellhound's going to charge into these guys here. So 3 of them can see it. So one's going to show crack grenade and 2 are going to shoot the pistols. So we're going to go with the pistols first, hitting on 6s. I got 2 hits. Strength 4, toughness, doesn't make a difference. I'm looking for a 5 to wound. I got 1 wound, AP -1. No, 1 wound goes through, and then the crack grenade. No, nothing there. So his charge distance is 7 inches. He's totally in. All right, so these guys over here we're going to start the fight phase with them activating into my sergeant here. So here come the power fist hitting on 4s. Okay, 2 hits.
On 2s.
Wounding on 2s. Got 2 wounds. Looking for 6-ups. Show me them fill faces. Nope, neither of them come, so he will be dead because even 1 each for them. Womp womp. And now his Hellhound's going to attack in here. 3 attacks hitting on 6s. We got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. Saved. All right, now my guys are going to attack in with 9 attacks hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Oh, actually, I've got 1 more attack each for them. I forgot they've got their knives. All right, pretty good. All right, wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds. Makes 1 of them.
So I'll score.
And that is it for the turn here. So he scores 3 points for this one because he had held it his last turn. He gets 1 point for this one. And is he within 3 of them? All right, so he gets 1 point for that one. All right, so that is it for the movement phase. That's the end of his turn, so we'll come back to you after the movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here. These guys moved up here, but he stood still. These guys all moved up this way. These guys are moving along this way. He stood still. He stood still. These guys moved up over here. My Reavers fell back from combat, and then I played my ruse! In comes the Tactical Reserve Knot. The Tacta Knot, if you will. So he came in over there, more than 9 inches away. So we'll see how that goes. So that's it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. I lied, psychic phase! So he is going to smite into the Chimera there. Getting it with 5. So 1 wound. And then he's going to cast Aversion onto his Terminators over here. Does 6, hold on. And 6 is good. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now we're going to start off with him shooting into the Hellhound. Because they're 9 inches away, they can't shoot him with a heavy flamer. So we're just going to shoot in here with the las cannons. 2 shots, hitting on 3s because he counts as moving since he came in from reserves. All right, so that's 1 hit. I'm going to spend a command point on that. Nope. All right, so 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. Nope. All right, he's going to shoot the last cannon into the Chimera. That is a hit. That is a wound. AP minus 3.
No save.
So, no save.
No save.
So they goes through D6 wounds. 6 wounds. All right, so he does have a 6-up save. Maybe.
It won't matter.
No, he's dead. Oh. Not dead. Down to 3 wounds. I don't. What's going on? My brain is all sort of crazy. So these guys are gonna fire into the cultists up there. So we're gonna hit on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the captain there. So that is 5 hits. Wounding on 2s. We've got 5 wounds. AP minus 4. So they are 5 of them dead. So now this squad's gonna fire into his Chimera. 8 shots with the bolters and then crack grenade. So 8 shots hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. No wounds. And then the crack grenade. It's not a hit. Okay. All right, he's gonna fire everything into his Terminators over here. So we're gonna go with the heavy bolter first, hitting on 3s. Hitting on 4s because it's more than 12 inches away. And then we've got D6 shots with the plasma storm battery. 5 shots. Hitting on 4s. Wow, so we got 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Wow. All right, my apothecary is going to shoot into them. Yeah, he's within 12. So 1 hit. No wound. And now my interrogator chaplain is going to fire on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. Got 2 wounds, 2 2-ups. Ooh, failed 1. All right, so now that's it for shooting. So he is now going to charge into these guys over here. So we're going to start. He can't go up the level, but he can get over there. So he's 1 inch away. So here comes Overwatch. So these are the
las guns
and crack missiles. So looking for 6s. We got 2 las gun shots.
6s.
6s. Got 1. 3 up. He's good. So I need a 9-inch charge. Not getting it, but I'm going to spend my last command point. Still don't get it. Womp womp. So that is going to be it for the... No, I think I got another charge. And now my intercessors are going to charge into his Chimera over here. So we've got the multi-laser. No hits. Heavy bolter. No hits. Their charge distance is totally in. And now my interrogator chaplain is going to charge into these guys. So looking for the combi bolters first. Hitting on 6s. We got 1 hit. No wound. And then we got the Reaper autocannons hitting on 6s. We got 2 hits. Oh, Cox, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound.
-1, so...
AP -1, +1, so 3 up. No, failed that. And now his charge distance. Oh, 4 is not going to make it in. Womp womp. All right, so that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's charges. So we'll come back to you with the fight phase. All right, now my intercessor is going to attack in here. 11 attacks, hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding on 5s. Wow, 1 wound? And he takes it though. All right, so he's gonna attack back with his 1 attack. Is not a hit. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. I do not score any points, which is real rough. So that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Alpha Legion here on turn 3. All right, movement phase here for Alpha Legion. These guys moved up here. These guys disembarked and moved around the objective there. He moved up over here after disembarking them. These guys moved up here. They kind of stood still. They shuffled around so they can get some sight onto him after he fell back. They moved up here a bit. He stood still. They stood still. And over here, I think everybody... Oh, he moved back around the corner there. And that's about it. So, we will come back to you with the shooting phase here for Alpha Legion on turn 3. All right, so these guys are now going to attack into him. So we're going to have Crack missile and las guns. All right, hitting on 4s. Oh, hitting on 3s, sorry.
Yeah. Disciples. So 6s.
Wounding
and
on
a
6s
3.
and a 3. All right, so we got 2 wounds. One is going to be a 3-up. We'll do that one. Yep, he's good. And then AP -2, right? So looking for a 5-up. No, goes through. D3 wounds. D6 wounds.
For the missile.
6 wounds, gross. All right, so his crack missile is going to fire into my dreadnought over here. Hitting on a 3. No hit. Now the Hellhound's going to fire into my Reavers over here. Orange is going to be the Inferno Cannon. So 3 and 2. All right, wounding on
3s across the board.
3s across the board. All right, so we got 1 of each. So 1 is going to be a 3-up. Nope, failed that one. And then this one is going to be also a 3-up, right?
Yeah, just damage 2.
Damage 2. Oh, failed that too. Renegade Commander is going to overcharge his plasma pistol into my guys here.
Hitting on a 3.
Hitting on a 3. Oh, and he is dead. All right, these guys are going to fire 3 into my Reavers, 2 into my Intercessors. So we're going to go with the 3 into the Reavers. So it's actually, I think the Reavers are within rapid fire range, right? Maybe, hold on, find out. Yeah, they're going to be within 12, so rapid fire. So we're going to do them 2 at a time here because they may blow out because he is supercharging. So the first one is 2 hits. Second one does die, but does get a hit. And the third one, oh, super dies. See, that's why we do it, because that would have been, as opposed to 3 guys dead, just 2 guys died that way. So we still got the one, there was still 3 hits. So wounding on 2s. So that is 2 wounds. AP -3 plus 1. So looking for 5 ups. Oh, failed at both. That means they're both dead. Not great. And then the 2 guys firing into them. 1 hit, but not blow up. No, and a wound. That's right, because it goes up to 8. And that is not a save, so there's 1 dead. All right, crack grenades from here are going to fire into my skimmer. They're up high, so I do not get cover. So we got 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. No wounds. All right, the cultists are going to fire at my intercessors. There's a couple windows there. Hitting on 4s. All righty, so we got 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. Looking for a 2-up. Oh, failed. Ugh. All right, so now this Alpha Legion squad's going to fire into, the Chosen are going to fire into my skimmer here. These are all bolter shots. Hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and wounding on 5s. We've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? 1, 2, oh, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. I don't know why I can't count. 5. Looking for 3-up saves. And all but 1. All right, this Chimera here is going to fire into my skimmer with everything. The orange is going to be the multi-laser. That's what I was working for. That's cocked. All right, so
5s and 4s.
5s and 4s.
Cocked.
And nope. So 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. Woo! Yes. All right, these guys are going to fire into my Interrogator Chaplain dude bro there. So now we're going to go with the bolters. Blues are bolters. Oranges are going to be the Reaper autocannon. So they're going to be hitting on 4s and 5s because he had to move with the Reapers, and they're all have a version on them. So here we go, hitting on 4s and 5s. All right, we'll come back to you with that.
So 5.
All right, so looking for 5s and 3s. All right, so we've got 2
bolters and 2 cannons.
2 bolters and 2 cannons. So the 2 bolters looking for 2s. They are good. And then 3s on the Reaper autocannon 1s. And I make both of those too. Woo! And now his Lehman Russ is going to fire everything into my Interrogator Chaplain. So the battle cannon first, looking for D6 shots. 1 shot, hitting on a 4. Oh, that's a hit. Strength 8, looking for a 3 to wound. No, no wound. Last cannon on a 4. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. No, no wound there. And the heavy bolter shots hitting on 4s. Oh, pretty good.
3.
So 3. So that's exactly statistical. And looking for 4s to wound. Got 2 wounds. AP -1, +1. Looking for 3s. Oh, I failed both of those, but he's still alive. All right, now the cultists are going to fire into the chaplain over here.
4s.
Looking for 4s. All right. Wow, really good. Wounding on 5s.
Yep.
Not so good. All right, so now Arcos is going to fire his bolter into my skimmer, hitting on a 2. That is a hit. Wounding on a 5. No, no wound. All right, that's it for shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. The Chosen are going to charge into my intercessors over here. 2 of them can see them, so looking for 6s. Nope, nothing there. Their charge distance. It's totally in. And now the Terminators are going to multi-charge into them. So we're going to start with the Apothecary. 2 shots, hitting on 6s. Oh, 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. Looking for a 5 up. They're good. And now the Chaplain's going to shoot. Oh, hey there. Wounding on 4s. Yeah, okay, 1. And they're good. And their charge distance is totally in. All right, so we're going to start off the fight phase now with his Alpha Legionaries attacking into my intercessors. So we're going to go with the orange ones are going to be the
Power sword.
The power sword that is with the champion.
Yep.
And everything else is going to be regular attacks. So hitting on 3s.
Okay.
All right, that one's cocked there. That one. All right.
All right, and then wounding.
All right, and then wounding on 4s, all of these. All right, so that did not wound. So we've got 4 wounds.
4 wounds total.
4 wounds total. So 4 3-ups. Failed 2 of them. All right, so now over here, we're going to have 3 guys into my chaplain and 2 into the apothecary. So these are the ones into the chaplain, right? So there's +1 because, but he's not going to roll separate for the chain fist because I'm going to have my 4-up invul save regardless. So these are going to be hitting on 4s.
5s.
Hitting on 5s because of aversion. That's right, hitting on 5s. So we got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. 4-up invul save. Did he pray to the Emperor? No, he did not. 3 wounds. Just get a 1. Come on. Yeah, like I asked for. And now the 2 into the apothecary hitting on 5s. No hits there. So we'll come back to you with my attack. All right, we're going to start with my apothecary. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of the interrogator chaplain. All right. Wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds, AP -1, so 2 3-ups. Ooh, 1 failed. All right, now my interrogator chaplain's gonna attack. 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. Are all hits. Strength +1, so looking for 3s to wound. That is 3 wounds, AP -1. Looking for 3-ups. Oh, failed 2 of them. And those are 2 wounds each. Hold on. Yeah, those are 2 wounds each, so that's 2 dead. And then these guys attack back into the legionaries. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. Get back here. So we got 3 wounds. 3 3-ups. And he's good. All right, so that's the end of the Alpha Legion turn. He scored 1 for this one and 3 for that one, so another 4 points to him. He's kicking my butt. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. They stood in combat. He stood still. He stood still. These guys are moving over this way. They stood still. My intercessors in there fell back into the building over here. And then, last but not least, he moved up over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, start off the psychic phase. He is going to smite into him. That goes off. D3 wounds. 3 wounds. And then he's going to mind worm into them. Oh, I need 2 dice. And that goes off, so they take a mortal wound, and then have to be chosen last in the fight phase. All right, so Hell Blaster going to start us off by shooting into them. We got 4 guys are in rapid fire range, so we've got we got 9 shots coming in here. Yep, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 shots coming in, hitting on 3s, not going to supercharge, hitting on 4s because they're not in rapid fire. They're not in 12-inch range. Re-rolling 1s because of the captain there. Okay, so we got 3 hits, wounding on 4 3s. We got 2 wounds, rerolling 1 because of the lieutenant. So 3 wounds, AP minus 3 plus 1. So looking for 5 ups. Makes 2 of them. He's gonna fire his last cannon into the Chimera over there. That is not a hit. All right, he's going to fire heavy flamer into them, and the last cannons into him. So we're going to start with the last cannons. He moved, hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound. Cover. So looking for a...
so 3 up.
3 up becomes a 6 up, becomes a 5 up. And he's good. And now the heavy flamer is going to fire in there. D6 hits, 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 3 wounds.
5.
AP minus 1.
5.
Yep. So no, 3 dead. These guys are going to shoot their pistols. 1 hit. 1 wound. 2 up. Good. Now he's going to fire into the Alpha Legion squad over here. So we're going to do heavy bolter first on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound. 3 up. He's good. And then the Plasma Storm Battery. D6 shots, 5 shots. Looking for hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds. 2 failed. And then my lieutenant's going to fire into the Alpha Legion. That's 1 hit. 1 wound. AP minus 1. Oh, no, AP minus 0, I think. Whoop, that's cocked. That's good. And then the Ancient's going to fire into the Alpha Legion. That's not a hit. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. On to the fight phase, because no one's going to charge. We're going to start with my chaplain over here. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. That's re-rolling because of himself. All right, 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 3 wounds, AP minus 1, so 3 ups. And he fails 1.
This is the apothecary.
And now he's going to chain fist into the apothecary. So 3 shots hitting on 4s. No hits there. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here. I score 0 points yet again. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Alpha Legion on turn 4. All right, movement phase. He moved up over here. These guys moved up over here. They moved in around there. These guys are moving up over here. Arcos moved up over there. They stood still. They stood around there. He stayed in combat over here. He's starting to move up over this way. They stood still. And he moved in there, just backed up, boop, 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 under there so you can get within 3 of the objective. And this guy stood still. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase.
Seeing range.
All right, so now the Lehman Russ is going to fire into my skimmer over here. He's going to fire everything into him. So we're going to start out with heavy bolter. So hitting on 5s because he moved. All right, so we got 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Got no wounds there. Last cannon shot hitting on a 5. No hit.
Number of shots.
Battle cannon, easy for me to say. D6 shots. 2 shots, hitting on 5s. Got 1 hit. Strength 8, wounded on a 3. That's a wound.
Ooh, with the
So it's AP minus 2 plus 1 because he's more than 50% obscured. So looking for a 4 up. He's good. Woo!
Let me make sure he's not in his second wound.
Chimera is going to be firing into my into the land speeder over here. So we're going to start off. We're going to have the orange is going to be the multi-laser. Blue is going to be the heavy bolter. Looking for 5s because he moved. All right, one of each.
So
blue is going to be the heavy bolter, looking for a 5 and that 4. So we got 1 wound, AP -1, looking for a 4 up. Yeah, we good. Arcos there is going to fire his meltagun into the skimmer here. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. -4. I think he's got a clear sight through that door, right? Or do I? Yeah. So it's going to go straight through. D6 wounds. 1 wound. All right, now these guys are going to fire into my skimmer. One's going to throw a crack grenade. Everyone else is going to be rapid firing. So we got bolters, and then we've got the crack grenade. So hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds.
Oh, it's enough. It's enough.
It is enough. If I fail both these 2 3-ups. Oh no, he's good. All right, the chosen squad here are going to fire into him with their plasma guns. So, are you going to supercharge it?
Supercharge.
He's going to supercharge it. So the front guy there, who's rapid fire, hitting on a 3. That's 2 hits. Guy behind him is cocked. Oh, that was so close. Yeah, he's good. And the last guy. And he's dead. All right, so this is 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Got 3 wounds. AP -3. 6 ups because I get no cover save. No, he is dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. Now the cultists are going to fire into my intercessors up here. So we got 20 shots coming in here. Hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. And wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 1 wound. 1 2-up save. He's good. All right, the Hellhound's going to fire both his shots into my dread over here. So cannon, and then the heavy flamer. So 3 and 4. So here we go. What's the strength on the
5s and 6s?
5s and 6s. So both wounding on 5s. Okay, we got 1 of each. So we'll do the 1 from the heavy flamer first. AP -1, looking for a 4 up. He's good. And then the other one, AP -1, 4 up. Oh, that's the one I failed, of course. Does he explode? No, he does not. Womp womp. He is venerable. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, he did. Womp womp. All right, so he's going to fire a crack missile from each of those squads into my Hellblasters here. So we're just doing it at the same time. So 2 shots hitting on 4s.
3s.
Oh, hitting on 3s. So we got 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. 2s. Why am I thinking 4? All right, that's a wound. AP -2. So +1 for cover.
Nope, I'm above you.
Oh, he's above me. That's right. So no cover. So -2. So looking for a 5 up. No, goes through. D3. 1 damage. It's a missile. 2 damage. So 1 is dead. On a 4 up, the ancient can let him shoot again. Yeah. So he's going to fire. Rapid fire into this chimera over here. So 2 shots. Yeah, I'm going to supercharge. Why not? 2 shots hitting on 3s. Okay. And he he blew himself up again. Rerolling 1 hit because of the captain there. Hey, that's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -3. 6-up save. No, so he dies. Does he explode? No, he does not. All right, so that's it for shooting onto the assault phase. The Chimera is going to charge into me. So I'm going to throw a crack grenade. It's cocked. No, does not go in. His charge distance is totally in. All right, so I can see him through the window. These guys are not going to charge into them. So shot firing Overwatch. I got 1 hit. 1 wound. AP -1, +1, 3 up. Well, it was just 1. But still, they made both of them, so they're good. Yeah. And then their charge distance.
Can I take that one?
No, you cannot take that one. Oh,
okay, I'll take that one.
Dang it! And then Arcos is going to charge in over here. 7 inches, probably get him in.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start over here with Arcos. He's going to attack into my intercessors. So we've got, how many attacks?
6 attacks with his warlord
6
trait.
attacks with his warlord trait. So hitting on 2s. All right, all hits. Strength 4.
Strength 4.
So wounding on 4, +1 to wound. So looking for 3s to wound. All right, so that is 3 wounds. AP
-3.
AP -3. So looking for 6 up. Show me them Phil Farsos. Make 1 of them.
Damage 2.
Damage 2. So that is 2 guys dead. All right, now the chosen are going to attack in there.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 from the
Yeah,
regular.
4 guys together.
And then 3 of the power sword.
All right, these are going to be hitting on 3s. All righty.
All right. And then
Wounding on 4s. So I got 2. One is AP 3. One is AP nothing. So we'll do the AP nothing. Oh, and then the AP 3 looking for a fill first. No, he did. And now the Chimera is going to attack in with his 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
Run him over.
Don't do it. Looking for a 3 up. Oh, I got hit by a car. And now his chain fists are going to go into the chaplain. So we've got 3 attacks hitting on 4s. We got 2 hits, wounding on 3s. We got 1 wound. 4 up, invul save. Has he been praying to the Emperor? Yeah, he has. Woo! All right, now Chappie's going to activate 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. All right, wounding on 3s. Oh. Now it's up to my whatchamacallit face, apothecary, medic, my medic to do it. Hitting on 3s. All right, all hits, wounding on 3s. All right, we got 2 wounds. It's possible. AP -1. If he fails both these 3 ups, he is. Oh, he just takes the 1 wound, so he's still alive. Now I'm going to attack into his Chimera. 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Got 2 hits. Wounding on a 5. Got 1 wound. AP -3. 6 up. No, goes through. D3 wounds. Whoa, what am I doing with that one? D3 wounds. And that is it for the turn here for the Alpha Legion. So he scores 3 points, 6 points, and then 1 point there. So an additional 7 points. Putting in what here? 17 to 2. Not looking great. All right, movement phase on turn 4 for the Dark Angels. They stayed in combat. He fell back over here. These guys are all moving up over this way, and they stood still, and that is all I've got. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so I'm going to smite into his Alpha Legionaries there. Looking for a 5. Getting it with a 5. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. And now he's going to Mind Worm into the Chimera. No, it does not go off. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, they are going to fire into Arcos because he's the closest visible model. So here we go. We are going to supercharge. We are in rapid fire range. So here it goes. We're going to do one at a time, supercharging. He's -2 to hit because of him being in Arcos. So here we go. Looking for 5s to hit. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. Nope, so he will, one guy will be dead. We're going to get back to this in a second. Second guy, rerolling 1s to hit. Okay.
You will also be dead.
You will also be dead. Next guy, rerolling 1s to hit. -2 to hit, right?
Yeah, -2.
Yeah, so that's a 3rd that's going to be dead. And the 4th one. All right, so they're all dead.
Do they come back to shoot?
Do they come back to shoot? On 4 ups? 2 of them do. And they're going to supercharge. So, it doesn't even matter because they're all dead anyway. So, 4 shots. Hitting on 5s.
1 hit.
You got 1. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. Ugh. 1 hit! 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound at least. AP -4. Plus he did move, so minus +1, so he's going to be at a 6 up.
5 up invul.
Oh, 5 up invul save. Oh, okay. So 2 wounds onto him.
All right, he's down to 3.
Oh, you guys are very disappointing. All right, now the Ancient's going to shoot into him. Hitting on a 5. Oh, yeah, you can hit. Wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. And the Lieutenant's going to shoot. So that's 1 hit. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. That's 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. AP nothing, so looking for a 2 up. He's good. So now, into the fight, the assault phase. He is going to assault into Arcos. So here comes Arcos' shots.
Melt gun.
Melt gun and bolter. So hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. So he needs a 9-inch charge. Can he make it? Come on, come on. No, he cannot. All right, so that's it for the charges. On to the assault phase. My interrogator chaplain's gonna go first. Hitting on 2s. All right, all hits. Wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds. AP -1. So looking for 3 ups. Oh, and he's good. And now he's gonna activate into the apothecary. So here comes his shots, hitting on 4s. Oh, he's got 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound. So AP -4, so it just goes through. I've got no invul save on him. So it's going to be D3 wounds on the chain fist. Chain fists are D3 wounds. So, here we go. D3 wounds on his chain fist.
Just making sure I'm not calling
Here we go.
No, it's flat 2.
It's just a flat 2. Oh, flat 2 on the chain fist. So, all right. So he's still alive. So my guy's going to come back. Hitting on 3s. Wounded on 3s. Got 2 wounds. Oh, these are 6s. So, it doesn't make a difference because they're going to go through. He's only got 1 wound left. So, 3 up saves. Oh, and he finally dies. Oh, moral victory. I'll take that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the game here because I cannot get enough points. He's got 17-2. There was no physical way for me to get enough points to get back in this at the end of turn 5. So, yeah, an Alpha Legion victory, a decisive Alpha Legion victory here. Yeah, that got real brutal real quick, and it just goes to show you've got to, like, really, as much as you try to play for the objectives, you really got to think about, like, I put a bunch of guys over here trying to make sure I could clear off that objective from him. But the fact was I left this one wide open, and there was no way for me to get back onto it once he took out a lot of my fast units to get back there. And that's what it takes. You know, you just got to be able to jump onto the objectives and hold those objectives in these kind of games. And you got to play for the objectives, and my opponent played them perfectly, and I just didn't. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. I really like the open war games. I also like the Cities of Death rules. Those are really interesting. Throw a little bit of different things. So you get your, the high ground, take the high ground. It's like looking for that and just trying to make sure you move where you've got to move to get where you need to go. So yeah, I severely like it. I'm probably going to be doing some more of those. Like there's Planet Strike and all those things. Hopefully do some more of those in the future. So I really hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Sterling. And until next time, have fun.